Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Two Dumb Yinzers. This is episode 310. Here with Mike and Derpy, as always. What's going on this morning, fellas?
What up, Holmes? What up? My kid's birthday today.
Yeah, it is your kid's birthday today, huh?
Yeah,
Happy birthday. Here we go.
he's 5.
Wow,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. He woke up, first thing he asked for was cake. Bro, settle down.
You know what I've noticed though? Kids aren't into things like we were.
No.
I tell you what, if it was birthday when we were kids, I'd have a list of things that I wanted, and I'd be extremely nervous, and I'd have anxiety. Like the night going, almost like Christmas in a sense.
Yeah.
These kids, they just don't like things. They're not into things.
No.
They have their technology and their iPads and whatever else they do. But it's not like when we were kids. We had toys and things that we were interested in. It's different. I haven't bought my kids toys in forever.
No, it's like he has like the same toy. He's had like the same toys for like a year, and he just keeps playing with them. That's all he wants. He wants the same little characters that he has, and he just chills with them. I'm like, that's fine.
And it's like if we didn't get them toys, they would be totally fine.
Yeah.
Toys was so ingrained in our life as a child. That's what you did. You wanted toys.
Yeah, he just wants to, like you said, but he just wants to play his tablet, his phone, and then like get the characters from there, and he'll just play with those. Man.
That's something to me.
He'll make videos with him and stuff. It's great. I love it, man. He's more creative than I was at his age.
Derby, I mean, you're you're younger, but you're not that much younger. I mean, you were into toys, weren't you, when you were growing up? Did you like toys?
Yes. I played with Army Men minifigures like when I was a kid. And I used to use what the minifigures of the Army Men, right?
Yeah. I mean, toys they were unlimited. I mean, if you had any interest at all, there was a toy. And it's wild to me, man. It's wild. If I woke up on my birthday and I didn't have any toys, I'd be devastated.
Yeah, no, this dude, man, he just he's gonna get little Daniel Tiger stuff, and he's gonna be happy with that. He's gonna think it's like the greatest haul in the world. So heck yeah, bro, I love it, man. He's low maintenance.
Yeah, I like it.
Maintenance, I love it. Not me. I was not low maintenance.
Well, nor are you still. You're not low maintenance, because now you were just as excited to wake up and get the news as did I. Some Steeler news today, almost like Christmas morning. Of course, we signed. We did a few things yesterday, but this morning I'm getting messages from all over the place saying that Ahkello Witherspoon is about to be released by the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a whole new. I mean, if you think about it, everything that Khan and company has done to this Steeler team since the end of the season, I mean, except for those basic solid positions where we're solid, I think they pretty much replaced everybody, didn't they?
It feels like it. My God, they've 2 new starting outside corners. We're gonna have a new slot corner. We got a new strong safety. A new D tackle, possibly a new D end, a whole new left side of the line.
I've never seen this.
Almost your top 2 receivers remain the same. You're bringing in a new tight end. Well, so even though we re-signed a tight end, it's just wild, man. Who
I've never seen this, and especially on a team that goes maybe 3-16, 3-15, whatever. I could see that, but I mean, we weren't a terrible team. We had issues, and I think. It's so crazy. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Again, you go over 500. I think we were 9-8.
Yeah.
And to come in and do a complete overhaul. And the thing is, in these kind of situations, you usually see an overhaul in some of the skilled players, but none of the skilled players were touched basically for the most part. I mean, you bring in a couple of wide receivers, but your backfield's still the same. And it's insane. I hope it works out, and we could all praise Omar Khan continuously, but it's going to be strange, man. We're gonna have to re-recognize ourselves with this whole entire roster, with the exception of, like I said, those few positions that we know that Cam's not going anywhere, we know TJ's not going anywhere, Najee, blah blah blah. But we're gonna have to relearn this whole team next year.
Yeah, we are. But you know what? I am okay with that, because we've been stagnant for a long time now, like 9-8, 8-8, 9-8, 8-8, 9-8, 8-8. You can't just be running out the same players over and over. So I have no problem with him going out and saying, you know what, we're going to find some new players. We need to freshen up this roster. We need to get new blood in here because you can't, we're just having the same results over and over. So why not, try and upgrade? If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, hey, you tried something different because what we had wasn't working. We kept finishing in the middle. I hate to steal the phrase, but we're finishing middle, drafting middle, staying middle over and over. So might as well go out, bring some new blood in. People who came from pretty successful organizations, where we once were. So, get that winning attitude back in here because a lot of guys just know medium results. So we got people from the Eagles who produce. So bring that culture in. And I'm liking what he's doing. If it doesn't work, I'm okay with it because he tried something different. Because what we've had for the past 7-8 years, it hasn't worked.
I tell you what, Mike, I think to myself, I mean, two of the better, let's say one of the better DBs that we had was Cam Sutton. We got rid of him.
Yeah.
Keller Witherspoon with the excitement last year, he only played with 7 or 8 games due to injury. However, he was coming on the prior year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are a couple of corners. And then, Terrell Edmonds, that's your strong, that's 75%.
Yeah.
Of your secondary. I like I said, it's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. I just hope this thing doesn't backfire. As we were saying yesterday, I used the analogy about the used cars. And I just, like I said, I was telling you off the air yesterday, I just hope that we don't get a bunch of lemons. I hope that these guys, as you like to say, kick the tire on these things and we could get some miles out of these guys and perhaps win some games. But it wouldn't be for lack of effort like I said, it's insane. I don't know the exact percentage of this team that has been exchanged out entirely, but it's got to be a high percent because
it's
at one point,
high percentage.
I remember it was 11 players that we brought in at one point, and that's been about a month now. Due to free agency, and then plus the draft came around. So it's a whole entire different team.
It is too, but let's not forget that Patrick Peterson is coming up for Pro Bowl year. He started all year. Isaac
was he in a Pro Bowl year last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Samalu, he was starting on the team that went to the Super Bowl. So not all the guys we've got had like issues. Holcomb, before he got hurt, he was on his way to becoming it looked like a stud star inside linebacker. And like I said yesterday, hopefully that it was just a one-time injury, and it sounded like it. But those guys have pedigree coming in that they were going to be good. Some of these other guys, it's like Hakeem Butler, who we just brought in yesterday. Everyone's excited for him. Yeah, he had great numbers in the XFL, but like we talked about last week, he's like the number 2 receiver, number 1, number 2. But like we talked about last week, man, he was injured reserve practice squad, injured reserve practice squad. That's between the NFL, the XFL, the year before up in Canada as well. So he's one of those guys that, if he can get healthy, he's going to be good. But you know what? For me, Hakeem Butler's a low risk, high reward type signing because where you're not spending a huge chunk of your payroll on this guy. He's probably coming in for a very low salary. If he works out, he's great. If not, that's okay. You didn't spend millions of dollars on this guy. He's not eating up huge cap space. So that's cool right there. So
he fills up that wide receiver room a little bit more than we were talking about yesterday.
God, a hell of a lot
you had Gunner at the number 5 spot.
Oh God, when that graphic was going around.
And that was leaving, Boykin off the chart. That was leaving Miller. So, I mean, there's players that are definitely moving down the chart because, of course, you got your 1-2, George Pickens and Deontay. The gentleman, Allen Robinson, Calvin Austin III, and then now Hakeem Butler. So that far end of the receiving room is getting awfully thick, and I like that. I mean, like you said, I mean, these guys have injuries, these guys have issues, so we're going to get a chance to look at all these guys once we get all these guys in this summer and take a look around. And if that's the top 5, that's fine with me. But at some point we're going to be shedding some of these receivers. It seems like we have a ton of them.
There's a ton. I think Gunner's going to be gone. I think Boykin makes the team. I think they like the way he plays on special teams. Special teams is a huge part of the game. Like I keep always saying,
returning punts, Mike.
Look at Darius Hayward Bay. He was that gunner on the outside. If they could have Miles Boykin could become that guy, that's a key role to have. Returning punts and kicks, man.
Gunner. So let's say Gunner's gone, which I think is going to be a safe bet. Do you think it's going to be Calvin Austin the third? Do you think that they try to preserve his ankle, his leg a little bit, or who do you think? Because that's a big part of the game. If you get somebody that can come in and produce big gains on punt returns, kick returns, that puts your offense in a great position. It it sets up the field. Who do you think?
I can see him. The running back they brought in from San Diego State. I see him getting a try back there. The guy they just brought in from he was at Weber State.
Yeah,
I think it was. I see him getting a try. There might be another receiver on the team. I can't remember. Oh God, I'm blanking on him right now. But wouldn't be surprised if send another receiver back there. Look for a young DB going back there as well to try and see if they have something back there. Like off the top of my head, I like Calvin Austin would be the one I would throw back there. The two running backs that they signed, I would throw them back there, see what you have. My God, we had Benny Snell back there. As
we had days when Najee Davenport was back there.
Actually, I
kind
of like it when Najee was back. Najee Davenport was back.
Very slow.
It was slow, but he wasn't going to do anything stupid. He was safe back there. You weren't going to get a big play, but you weren't going to get a negative play. But no, I'm looking for Calvin Austin back there.
A couple other things.
One of the reasons why they got him is to be that exciting player. So why not put him back?
A couple other things, Mike, that happened yesterday. Of course, we mentioned the Hakeem Butler signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was the touchdown leading receiver in the XFL. I think that, as like Mike said, if he could stay healthy and of course fit into a professional program, I think he could certainly be an asset in this team. And the other one, Mike, that I see, and I wanted to know what your scoop was on the defensive end Manny Jones that we got from waivers off from Arizona. Do you know anything about Manny Jones?
Not a whole lot. I'm not gonna lie. I saw his name pop up and I did absolutely zero research on Manny Jones. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of dropped the ball.
Oh, you're good. He's 22
player.
years old. He's still young. I don't know what his deal is. Maybe he's just not producing out there the way that they thought that he would or hoped that he would. But again, he's 22 years old. So, who knows what we're getting there.
He's an undrafted rookie free agent.
Right.
So here's what he is.
We'll see we get there.
He's, hey, Colorado State Rams. I think we took a player from there years and years ago, turned it in pretty good the end.
Was not too bad.
Yeah.
Also, Mike, then I'm getting rumors as well coming into me about Kyle Vanoy. Any water to that? Can we hold any water to the Kyle Vanoy rumors?
I've been seeing the same things. Like, he's linked to the Steelers, but nothing like official, nothing where he has said anything, nothing where I've seen anything come out of the Steelers, like sources coming out. So I don't know what's going with Kyle Vanoy more than anyone else does at this point. He's still like ESPN links them to like a best fit. You see it on the NFL Network, ESPN, PFF. Everyone's
I can sure get used to this.
Pittsburgh, but
I could sure get used to this.
There's been no communication that I've known of. Like I haven't seen Kaboli really say anything, so I don't know what's going on.
This active off season. I could get used to this. I mean,
me too. I love it.
As I said, as a Steeler fan, we've never really been exposed to anything like this as far as off season work. People we really have a reputation of the opposite rather.
Yeah.
And we are known for not really doing much in free agency, especially. We were kind of living off the whole draft myth that we created back in the 70s. And it's, as we said, these things are just kind of getting tired out. They're getting, you gotta play the game the way that it's being played. Otherwise you're going to fall behind. And that's, I think, what was happening to us. And it's nice to see. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun moving forward. In fact, if this is the way they're going to keep doing things in the off season. And to me, it makes it look like they're trying. And a lot of times in the past, we're like, well, you come around and you say, well, this is our team. This is what it's going to be. You kind of lose a little bit of hope because, well, this team didn't really do too well. So this guy in its organization, they're obviously trying. It's a lot of fun, and I could get used to it.
Me too, man. Like Kevin Colbert, he had a great run, but my God, for the longest time, he just became boring and stale and predictable. You knew what you're going to get out of him. You knew the type of players he was going to get. He wasn't going to try anything new or different because, that's the way we do it. Like, no, you got to try something new and fresh. And this is what we're doing. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, hey, you tried something different. You did what the rest of the NFL is doing. It would be different if we were like the Patriots rattling off, Super Bowl appearances. We haven't been in Super Bowl in how long? We haven't won a playoff game in how long? So that's just fresh.
One of my main concerns is this, Mike.
12 years.
Yeah, 12 years.
One of my main concerns is this, guys. I'm really concerned about this offensive coordinator. And
No.
when I say that, they brought in the offensive coordinator assistant, and I think that speaks volumes because I don't know if ultimately I don't know. Do you trust Matt Canada making the calls on offense? Do you trust that
No.
situation, or do you feel that they're going to be over his shoulder, making sure the plays are called, that we want to run as a team? There's just something about him, and it wasn't even, and people could dissect it and say it was this, or they could say it was Kenny, they could say it was, but you know what? Overall, I just didn't get a general good feel when, with him last year or the year prior to that. Does anybody think, even with all these moves that we've made to improve this team, that Matt Canada could still be an issue?
Yes.
Go ahead, Derby. Go ahead.
100% yes.
Why do you think that, Derby? I mean, are you getting the same vibe that I'm getting here?
Yes. There's a consistency.
Yeah. And again, I mean, some people come back and talk about, the play of the quarterbacks, but to me, it seemed like it was deeper than that with him. It seemed like, because, even with Ben, albeit it was the end of his career, and he was, wasn't the strong young quarterback that we, grown to love, but there was just something about his play calling, even back with then. I don't know, Mike. Is this going to be a problem?
I seem to remember down the stretch, like, his play calling improved. People were talking about it, like the way the offense improved, his play calling improved. I remember, like, when we first got this guy, like, he had that year, Ben's first year. It was like, oh my God. After the season was over, like, sports, in the media were like, oh, wait till Ben's gone. Wait till Ben's gone. He's holding Canada back. Wait till we get a quarterback who can move around in the pocket and that will listen, won't want to do things his way. And then we get Mitch, and then we get Kenny last year. Then became, oh, now he's holding them back. So which is it? Was it Ben holding Canada back? Is it Canada holding these guys back? The offense improved late in the last season. So did all of a sudden, did the players get better as well, and then they just overcompensated for Canada's offense,
Right.
or did everyone get better down the stretch? It's like you can't say, oh, Kenny improved, the offensive line improved, Najee improved, the receivers improved. And look, they won these games, but the offensive coordinator, he sucks. Well, which is it? The offense improved. He's part of that offense. He designs the plays. He calls the plays. Everything works.
Well, whatever it is, we have to figure it out. We can't do that again. We can't do that again. We can't do what we did last year. We can't do what we did the year before. I mean, he comes off as a subpar coordinator, but to me, but I hope it's different. I hope that he comes out, and I hope he proves me wrong. I'm not hell bent on hating this guy. I don't want to go for the next season or two seasons hating him until they fire. I don't want that. I want to see this team get better and improve, and in that, obviously is going to touch his position as well. So, guys, we got to move on. I do got one thing real quick. You guys want to hear a top 10, created by the Chat GPT?
Yes, I saw this one.
About the top 10 teams in the 2000s.
Yes.
Check this out. Now, according to Chat GPT, the top 10 teams in the 2000s. I'm going to start with I'm going to go backwards. We'll start with 10.
Okay.
The 2019 Chiefs. The 2019 Chiefs would be the 10th best team in the 2000s, according to Chat GPT. The ninth team is the who's the ninth team? Like the 05 Steelers.
05 Steelers.
05 Steelers.
I can see that. That team was pretty good. The offense wasn't the best offensive line.
It wasn't.
Wasn't the offensive line, but they got it done.
Number 8, the 02 Buccaneers. I could agree. They should definitely be in there.
Oh, yeah. That defense. That defense was nasty.
Number 7, the 2015 Panthers. Which have been Cam Newton's run.
That team was, until that offensive line fell apart in the Super Bowl. That team was dominant.
Number 6, the 04 Eagles. So this will be the team that lost to the Patriots in the early 2000s with T.O., Donovan McNabb, and company.
It was the game what T.O. played on one leg.
Number 5, the 2000 Ravens.
Yeah.
Definitely
I
got to
know.
be there. They won it with that. They didn't even have to suit a quarterback. That team would have won without a quarterback. Period.
You could have put anyone back there and you were going to win.
Could have put a Derby back there.
Never mind. I'm not going to go there.
The next team, number 4 for the top 10 by Chat GPT, is the 2016 Patriots.
Yeah.
I get all them Patriots teams mixed up. I can't even keep track. I
Yeah,
never really want to.
They were a good team. You just say any of the Patriots teams in the 2000s, they were good.
09 Saints are the third.
I want to put them that high. I want to put them that high. They were good, but they weren't that good.
Number 2, the 2013 Seahawks. I'm sorry. The 2013 Seattle Seahawks.
That defense. I don't know, man. That defense was good, but not as good as that Ravens defense.
And nor as good as the Buccaneers, in my opinion.
No.
And then finally, the 07 Patriots, which was the team that went 18-1.
Yeah.
Just one Eli Manning.
Away. Kryptonite. That's Tom Brady's kryptonite. It was Eli Manning. Who would have thought?
They're saying the best team in the 2000s would be the 07 Patriots. And you know what? Again, that team could have very well gone 19-0 and won that Super Bowl, but they didn't, unfortunately. But there you have it, everyone. The Patriots of 07 are the best team in the 2000s. I didn't mean unfortunately for us. I meant unfortunately for them. It was very fortunate for us to see the Patriots lose.
Oh, it was too. I do feel bad for Randy Moss. He deserved a Super Bowl that year. He had a hell of a season, and a hell of a playoff run too.
Absolutely. And here we are. People are on our new summer schedule. This is the new summer schedule. We're cutting back a half hour off our shows, but we are going to be 7 days a week live. Mike, I'm going to switch over to baseball before I hop up into the majors. I'm going to stop in college ranks really quick. Pitt Panthers beat the Penn State Nittany Lions 11-3 yesterday. This game was down PNC Park. I guess it was a great game, especially if you're a Panthers fan. A lot of people posted about it. They posted live, talked about the game and the experience. Really nice day, really nice ballpark, really fun game. Again, Pitt beats Penn State 11-3. Hopping up to the majors.
Oh, okay. I can hear you now.
The Pittsburgh Pirates, they drop another one. They fall to 22-20. I can't believe this team is still above 500.
How?
They're 0 for May. 22-20. The Tigers now are 19-21. The Tigers win this game 4-0. The Pirates only had 5 hits. Brian Reynolds goes 0 for 4. Big money Brian goes 0 for 4.
To tell you, between him and Brian Hayes, man, that's money well spent.
Luis Ortiz went 3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and had 3 Ks. Things don't seem to be looking any better for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They finished their 2-game set today. Now, this game is going to be on in about an hour. They play game 2 of the 2-game set against the Detroit Tigers. Dick Mountain's on the hill today. He's 3-3 with a 4.35. 36 Ks, and then Eduardo Rodriguez, who I certainly recognize that name. He's sitting there with a 4-2 record and a 1.57 ER and 47 Ks. So I'm sure this is going to be a terrible day for the Pirates. Terrible day. And then we go on to play Arizona at home. We come home to play Arizona on Friday. So after a day off tomorrow, we come back to Pittsburgh at 6:35 Friday after evening. We start a 3-game series against them. A couple things off of what we just said, Mike. Money well spent. You have Big Money Brian went 0 for 4. Hayes, not doing anything special. But as we started saying yesterday, the Pittsburgh Pirates now they're talking a 5-year extension between $75 and $80 million for Mitch Keller. Let me ask you this: some people say that they're doing the right thing by signing these guys for periods of time and getting their star players. But
every time they do, they suck. They get the contract and they go downhill.
Yeah. So I mean, you continue to operate like a normal baseball team and give Mitch Keller his extension. Do you continue to, award these other guys like Big Money Brian and Hayes
it's a double-edged sword for the Pirates. We complain when they don't spend the money on these guys.
Yeah.
When they do spend the money on them, then we complain when
we just throw winning in every once in a while. Wouldn't be such a bad thing.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I want to say I feel bad for Bob Nutting, but I don't, because he's finally spending the money And then once he does, the performance drops off. Whereas he wouldn't spend the money on them if we would trade them and they go on to have, continued success. We would still hate him.
Be World
He's in a
Series
no-win.
champions in New
Yeah,
York.
he's in a no-win situation, which I kind of find funny because F that guy. But as a Pirate fan, it irks me that we're actually spending money on guys that we're hoping will produce, and then they fall off. I wasn't a big fan of that Brian Hayes contract when he signed it a few years ago because you're a corner infielder. You should hit for power. Yeah, you have one of the best gloves in the game, but you're not doing anything. You're not getting on base. You're not hitting for power. You're not doing anything right now. So that's wasted money right there. But you're getting paid $70 million. You produce. If you're not going to get home runs, get on base, steal bases, score runs, do something. Brian Reynolds, you were like an MVP candidate. Then you signed your contract, and then
They have Mike.
Fucking the team sucks.
Now the catcher situation. I mean, of course, we all hear about the catchers, the Austin Hedges, these catchers. Now they got two guys in the minors. Two guys, Henry Davis and Andy Rodriguez. These guys combined to hit more home runs Tuesday night than the Pirates catchers have all season.
Yeah. But
you got to bring these guys. Listen,
and
here's the thing: you got to let them. You got to let. At some point, you got to bring them up. We're never going to be good. We're never going to come to the realization this team is never going to be good. You have to bring these guys up at some point. If you sit them down there in the minors and wait till we have an opportunity to be a good team, these guys are going to grow old, and it's insane the way this situation is ran up in Pittsburgh, Mike. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. And we were lucky to have a good month out of this team, in my opinion. But there's no way that this team comes back from this. There's no way. Mike, they haven't scored more, with the exception of that one game 2 days ago where they scored 4 runs in May. They have not scored more than 2 or 3 runs. Yeah, that's crazy.
But these catchers, you bump them up at another level in wherever they are. I think bump one up to AAA, one up to AA. Let them get their at bats there for a month, and then move them up again, move the one up to the majors, move the one up to AAA. Don't just bring up, because right now they're not going to turn this team around. They're not going to come up and be saviors.
That's what I'm saying. You eventually have to make your move.
But get them up here.
If you're waiting for a World Series contender to pop up before you start making these moves,
but they need to.
We're all going to be old men.
Yeah, but they need to accelerate. They're showing they can play at the levels they're at. So move them up. And then after a month, reevaluate, see if they need to go up or still need to play down there. Because sometimes, you move a guy up, and then, it's going to take them a while to adjust to that level. Once they get there in plateau, move them up, and then just ride it out once they get to the majors. They need to do something, but these guys aren't going to come in and be saviors of the organization. They're not the missing piece, but they can be a piece. But don't wait too long, but don't bring them up too early. You got to find that sweet spot. They're showing that they compete at their level, so move them up. And then once they show they compete there, move them up to the majors.
Going back to Mitch for a second. Mitch leads the majors in looking strikeouts looking.
No.
He has 30. The next best player, Mike, with strikeouts looking is Garrett Cole, who has 22. And then Sonny Gray with 19. So, I mean, he's really holding his end up. Mitch Keller, I mean, if it wasn't for him, we would probably be 0 for May. The only 2 games we won this month were Mitch Keller starts. They were both shutouts. One was a complete game. I mean, he's actually pitching out of his mind. But I just wonder, is this throwing a bigger contract at him, bigger money at him, is that going to be a little too premature? Or at some point, as we said, this team, I mean, if we wait for this team to be good to actually do those things, it's never going to happen. And he will be a Yankee one day and he will win World Series. So, it's really up in the air with me as far as these contracts, especially with somebody like Mitch, because he's proven, in hard times that he still is dominant. So,
I'd sign him. He's showing that, he's reached his, what we thought he would be when we drafted him and all the hype around him. He's showing he can be that guy. He's turning into that guy. I don't think he's going to regress to what he was the last 2 years when I think he is that guy. He's showing he can be the ace. So get a contract work out for him, man. And, do it. You can't be gun shy after what you did with Reynolds and Brian Hayes. Because if you do that, you have no business being an owner in sports. Because sometimes you hand out contracts and they work out. Sometimes they don't. That's just the nature of the beast. That's what you knew that going into this venture, that you're gonna have to spend money. Sometimes it's not going to work out, but sometimes when it does work out, you struck a lightning in a bottle.
Maybe some people could get lucky and get that Bobby Bonilla contract.
Oh, that's what I'm talking. Bobby Bonilla Day is the greatest day in American sports history.
There's five, the next 5 series, guys. I'm convinced we're in the American League, but we're not. Arizona, as I said, the series that we start this weekend, then the Texas Rangers, then the Seattle Mariners. Again, can we get some National League? This is crazy to me. And then the San Francisco Giants, and then the Cardinals again. So it's not going to get much easier for us, especially playing these American League teams. I'm not afraid to admit it. This is bad. May is going to be bad, and I think that you know what, we'll talk a little bit more over the next couple of days of you know, where we see this team going, because the first month we were all a little bit on the optimistic side. Now it looks like reality's setting in, so we will touch a little bit more on how we think this whole thing is going to play out when we hit the All-Star break. Our opinions now on what the buyer seller situation is with the trade deadline, and then going down the stretch. Again, I think our opinions will be a little bit different than they were 30 days ago, but we are getting a little short on time, so we will catch up on that a little bit later in the week here. Mike, why don't you go tell everybody about the website?
Yinzers.com, the number 2 DUNYINZERS.com. Head on over there. We have links for everything that you need. We have the YouTube link. We have the Spotify link if you just want to listen to us. Link to Anchor, and then it has our RSS feed that'll take you to wherever we are, whatever platform you want to listen to us on. We are on just about every single podcasting platform. What else we have over there? We have email address to emails, comments, questions, and with link to the merchandise store where you can buy your Bob Nothing apparel, your Bob Nothing stickers, your Bob Nothing everything to show your disdain for the Pittsburgh Pirates owner Bob Nothing, aka Bob Nothing.
There you go. Go check it out, everybody. www.2wnews.com. A lot of cool stuff over there. We are on our summer schedule where we did cut back a half hour on our daily show, but we did extend the days. We are 7 days a week. We are Monday through Sunday every day until we you know, mention a change back. But I think we're going to be on our summer schedule here for a little while. But that will be 7 days a week, half-hour shows at 11:30 to 12 o'clock every day. So please continue to check us out. Let's do a real quick trivia, guys. Derpy, are you ready?
Trivia.
All right, Derpy. This is going to be a Detroit Tigers question.
Ooh.
Another Detroit Tigers question, because this is going to be the last time we played the Detroit Tigers. So this will be the question of the day, guys. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Who defeated the Tigers in the 2012 World Series? I'll keep it simple for you. Who defeated the Tigers in the 2012 World Series? Take a moment to think about it. I'll get your answers in a sec.
2012.
All right, Derpy, I'm going to start with you. I'm looking for the team that beat the Detroit Tigers in the World Series in 2012.
That would be the Giants.
San Francisco Giants. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
All
Because
right.
they had that little dynasty, I believe.
You know what? I'm gonna pull.
It seemed like they were winning it every other year. That World Series.
Yeah.
I'm pulling a Derpy. I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna
All
take Derpy's answer. You know, if he can do it to me, I can do it to him.
Who was the catcher on that Giants team, Mike?
I have no idea.
Buster Posey.
Buster Posey.
I just read the other day that he was named one of the top 10 catchers of all time. As a matter of fact, that's the only reason I was thinking about that.
I wouldn't blame him.
So here we go.
I forgot about Buster Posey.
Who defeated the Tigers in 2012 in the World Series? Both the guys said the San Francisco Giants. I'm sorry.
You almost said the New York Giants.
I did almost say the New York Football
Well, they
Giants.
started out.
They did start there, I believe, and then they.
The answer is, guys, the San Francisco Giants. You guys are both correct. You know what? I remember that as well, because they were winning. They won it every other year.
Every 2 years they won it, I believe.
That's true. But there you have it, everybody. That was a great job. Great job as always, guys. That finishes up the Detroit Tigers trivia. Of course, tomorrow you might want to study your Arizona Diamondbacks, but who knows? I might switch it up because they don't play tomorrow, so I might throw a stinker in there to try to throw you off. Also, guys, before we take off, I definitely want to make sure that...
No, I said hump everything.
I knew it was coming.
What? Too much.
Ain't going to shake us. No, you aren't. But, guys, yes, we are going to be taking off here. Mike, do you have anything before we take off for the day, sir?
Cutting a kilo of Witherspoon saves $4 million.
$4 million? What about...
There you go, capologist.
What do you think, Derpy?
Here we go. The Mets will always be the Mets, just like the Browns will always be the Browns.
That's true. That's true. And I'm sorry that we couldn't help you yesterday, Derpy. I know you asked in desperation for us to help you with our baseball game against the Tigers, of course, out of the AL Central.
It's fine. It's fine.
But we'll see what we can do today against Eduardo Rodriguez. I'm not thinking that it's going to go well, but hey, you never know.
Also, sign Quan Alexander, please. That's all.
Any word on that? Have you heard anything?
I was just on Twitter. There's still nothing. Nothing.
There's
on
still
the corner.
nothing.
Yeah.
All right,
They're
well,
going to
hey.
go the cheap route and find Ruben Foster and all that.
All right, guys. Well, we do appreciate
Just remember, it
everybody
takes two to
checking us
tango,
out.
Derpy.
We hope that everybody continues to do so. For Derpy, Mike, myself, the two dumb Yinzers,